Hey guys, I'm here to talk about my baseball, my graduation party, and the time I went to summer camp. In 2011, I played on two teams, in the spring and in the fall. And in the spring of 2011, I played on the Huntley Braves. Now, this was my first year, so I had to play down. So I was in the minors instead, majors instead of the juniors. So then, I was on the Honey Braves. On my team was Corey Knipp, um, Patrick McQueen, Mike, um, I forgot what his last name was, Joey Wilson's, Tommy and Chris Bankoy, Austin Klaus, um, and some other people that I can't remember right now. So that year I batted 172 with 5 RBIs, 10 walks, and 22 strikeouts. We started playing. I'll tell you about my injury. On the first day of practice, March 31st, we were practicing stealing. So I went in for second, and I slid. I slid very badly, and I sprained my ankle, so I had to be on crutches for 4 days. And luckily it was during spring break, so I didn't miss any school. I came back. Let's see some first thing I did. I came back the 5th of April, and I was good as new. I even ran a little faster. Every time I kneel, I still get that pain because it never goes away, my mom said. I can injure it again if I slide feet first, so that's why I'm afraid of sliding. So my first hit was actually in May. It took a month for me to get my first hit. So I came up against the White Sox, my favorite team, the White Sox, on May 19th, 2011. We were versing Charlie Johnson, Junior Zach Johnson's brother. So I came up to bat in the second inning. I had bases loaded, 2 outs. We were losing 1-0. And then and I had an 0-2 count. I took a strike 1 and I swung at strike 2. Then the next pitch, I swung, I hit it, and it went over the left fielder's head, and I drove in two runs, a 2-1 double, and we were winning 2-1. So I was like, yeah, finally. I actually pumped my fist in the air. I was so happy. So then I scored on a single, so it's 4-1. And I come up again in that same inning, and I walked that game. I took 4 balls and I walked. So we actually scored 15 runs that game, that inning, and we won 18-1. I'm like, finally. But after that game, I got another hit the next game. I got a double against the Red Sox. I was versing Carl Prevost in the Red Sox. someone on their team said easy out. So I'm like, I'll show you how I can hit the ball. Same situation, 0-2 count, right down the middle. I swing and I hit it, and it almost goes over the fence. But get this, I only got a single out of it, and it hit the fence. How did I get a single? Because the fielder had a good jump on it, and it was there right when it hit the fence, so I got a single. I don't know why. But then, the next game, May 21st, I think, we had back-to-back games. May 21st, we were visiting the Pirates, and my friend Kyle Fields came along and watched the game. I took 3 balls, a 3-0 count, so I'm like, I don't know if I should take this. And I was going to take it, but then at the last instant, I swung and I golfed at the ball, and it hit the ground, and it went to the shortstop, and it went right past him for a single. But then I went to second. They told me to go to second, so I went to second. So I drove in 2 runs. So that's how I got 3 RBIs, 2 RBIs in that game. So I have 4 now. So then I get to second, and they overthrew the ball at home. So I start running the third. They told me to run the third. I get to third, I overstep third, and they tag me out. So I'm like, oh, come on. But I looked at it on the bright side. I drove in 3 RBIs. I cleared the bases, so so it went from a 2-0 game to a 5-0 game, us, thanks to me. So I'm like, might as well look at it on the bright side. After that game, I didn't get another hit until June 12th, my graduation party. On June 12th, we were visiting the Red Sox again, called Prevost and the Red Sox. I don't know if I had bases loaded. I think I did again. I got a double, and it almost went over the fence. So I get a double. So that was the highlight of that game. Now I can tell you the bad part of that game. In the 6th inning, we were tied 8-8. I was on third base. Bases were loaded, 2 outs. Joey Wilson is at the bat, and he says, "Run on contact." And you know how I hate sliding? Well, I cost us the game. Well, it was tied, but it still cost us the winning run. I was the winning run. So when Joey hit that ball, I was thinking, get a single and we will win. I will not make it on a ground ball. So he hits a ground ball right to the pitcher, which is lovely, right? So I start running like hell. And then when I get to, it was this close to call. I didn't slide. I kind of knocked down I didn't knock down the catcher, but I pushed him aside a little, like made him jolt. I stepped on the bag. He called me out. Then the coach is like, "You gotta slide." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." So I'm like, now I'm going to my graduation party, upset because I didn't give us the winning one. But I actually had a good time. So after the game, I went home and I was getting ready for the party. Now, many of you know that I have a half sister which I haven't seen in 13 years until now, until 8th grade. Now, I called her up asking if she wanted to go to my party. She said sure, so I was very excited. And that's why I did good at the game. So I came home. At 3:30, my friend Corey came over, and my cousins came over and all that, and my family, and I'm like, where is she? Where is she? So at 4 o'clock, I see her car pull in the driveway. So then when she comes in the door, and we hug each other, and why wouldn't you hug your half sister that you haven't seen in 13 years? I would. I did actually. So I was excited to meet her. So we had fun. We played PlayStation and talked, and we had a good time. So after the party, we decided to see each other again sometime. And Corey had a fun time and all that, and it was fun. We had a good time. In fall of 2011, I started doing football. I tried baseball again. Um, this time on the junior level with Brandon Duvall, um, Will Black, and Zach Seaman, I think. That's all I can think of. So before the season started, the coach said if we went 12-0, undefeated, then we would get to go to Tilted Kill. So we all had that in mind. Go undefeated. So the first game, we were versus the football team. Ryan Kramer and Tyler Kastner was on it. So we were up 11-5. And I came up and I drove us. I got a ground out single. Apparently I was safe, but I was safe, but they made an error, so I don't know if that counts. So I didn't count it, even though the coach said I was safe, so it was a single, but I didn't count it. So it's 12-5. So I'm in left field, and we put in the closer. We gave up 6 runs, 6 on walks. Well, there was some singles, but mostly on walks. So I'm like, thank God I gave us that extra run. So now it's 12-11. And I'm like, thank God I gave us that extra run. Otherwise we would have gone to extra innings. So we did strike out the last guy, finally. And we did win that game. So I think one out of the 12 games I did contribute, and I did help the team go undefeated. Now one game we were versing the black team, and Tommy Plant was on that team, and we had Brandon Duvall as starting pitcher. I struck out twice, so I didn't have a good game, and we beat Tommy's team. And Tommy didn't do well either. That's all I'm gonna say. If I say more, he's gonna be mad at me. He didn't do well either. So we did beat them 4-0. So we're 9-0 now. So, and they were like 7-3, I think. I don't know at the time. So then the last game, October 3rd, October 9th, I asked Dad if I could get Halloween lights. We were out. So he said, if you get a hit today, I will buy something for you. So I had 2 things in mind. Last game, let's go to Tilted Kill. Let's win this game and we get to go. And also, if I get a hit, I will get Halloween lights. So I came up in my last at bat of the season, and I hit the ball as hard as I could. It was a high ball like up here at my kinda, so I swung and it went right to the second baseman. I thought I was gonna get a single finally. He jumped up caught it, and I was out. So after the game, Dad said, I'll count that. You can have your Halloween lights. So I was happy, and we won that game. So we got to go to Tilted Kilt. So when we got there, our coach's name is Rob. So Zach Seaman said, Daniel, you got robbed. Rob was standing right next to him, so I'm like, huh. So we did have a good time. We ate, we drank. We liked the waitresses a lot. So that's the last time I played baseball. In Little League. I haven't seen him, our coach in a while. I haven't seen the other coach in a while. But at the party, we were talking about how I got on the team. The coach thought I was 13. I was waived. I had a waiver to play. I was 15 at the time, and he thought I was 13. So it was kind of funny. So I'm like, seriously? I'm 15. So we all laughed and had a good time. So that was when I played Little League. The week before I entered high school, I was signed up to join a camp that teaches you the things you need to know about high school and drugs and how to drive and stuff. So I went the first day. Actually had some fun. It was a 5-day thing. So I met some old friends I had that was there was Matt Barsaber, and the new friend I made there was Jasmine Vulture. So me and Jasmine talked a lot, and we liked each other and stuff. We had a good time. We made fun of how Matt drove the go-kart with the dark goggles on. So he missed. I drove with the goggles. I hit 3 cones. So she said, Officer Shirk said, well, she was Officer Cruz, but now she's Shirks. She said, oh, you hit a baby, a mailbox, and a mailman with the goggles on. And without the goggles, I hit 1 cone. So she said, oh, you hit a baby. I'm like, So then Matt drove. Both times he was bad. He was worse with the goggles on. He hit every cone possible. At the end of the test, she said, get out of my car, I'm not driving with you ever again. You're crazy. So me and Jasmine laughed at that. And then one day we got to test drive a car on a simulator. There's a gas pedal and a brake, and you had to watch the screen, and there's a steering wheel, and they say to progress in speed, but also watch out for people and mailboxes. And I lasted until like 45 miles an hour, and then I crashed, so that wasn't fun. So I actually had a good time in that camp. I met some new friends. I talked with some old friends. It got me ready and prepared for high school. I was actually very scared what he was talking about, but once the first day of high school came, I actually liked it, and I had nothing to be scared about. And I liked high school, and I still do now.
House music.